All right, welcome everybody to the RRR247 team and family conference call. We've got some great things to share with you tonight. We're going to hear from one of our co-founders here in just a minute. If you don't have something to write with, find it. Get your favorite pen, get your pencil, get a new fresh legal pad, whatever you need. Be ready to take notes. You're in the right place at the right time. For all of you new people, what was there, 15 new people? So for the 15 new people, a big congratulations to you and welcome to the family. I'm glad you made it on the call. My name is Niall Eddy. I live down in Southwest Florida. I've been in this industry for 33 years now. I've known the co-founders of RRR247 and PBS for 29, almost 30 of those 33 years that I've been in the industry. It's provided an incredible life for me. I was a construction worker, a framer, roofing, siding, framing, all of it. I did it all. The only thing I didn't like was concrete work. I did that most of my life. I was in the family business. I actually hurt my back, went back to school being an aviation mechanic. So I went from construction to turning a wrench. And I worked hard all the time. That's all I knew how to do. But something happened to me 33 years ago while I was finishing up school as an aviation mechanic that I got introduced to this industry, and it was something for me, you guys, that I just wanted to make a little bit of extra money, supplement my income, to spoil my kids, do some extra things on the week and weekends with them. I was all about my kids. Anything I could do to spend more time with my kids, that's what I was all about. So this industry gave me a whole different path, a whole different life course, because I found out some amazing things and I met some amazing people, and I became a real good student of this industry and tried to figure out what it was all about and how it all worked. And I found a system that I could plug into and just put as much effort as I could into it. And I put lots of effort into it. I made up for in effort what I lacked in experience and knowledge and understanding of the whole thing. I just kept pushing forward, and it was easier for me to go fast, because here's what happened to me. In a couple of years' time, being involved in this industry, I found myself in a position where in a couple of months, 2 months, I was making more than I ever made in an entire year, and anybody else that I knew was making in an entire year. This industry opened up a door that gave me financial freedom, time freedom, but most of all, it gave me my children time. I was that dad, and a lot of you dads out there, you know what I'm about to say here. I got to put my kids on the bus. I got to take my kids off the bus. I got to be involved in all of their extracurricular activities. I went to every football practice from Pee-wee to high school because my son played football. I went to every volleyball game because I had a daughter that played volleyball. I went to all the cheer camps because I had a daughter that was a cheerleader as well. And guess what? When the high school needed a bowling coach, I raised my hand and became the bowling coach for the high school, because it gave me one more way to spend more time with my kids. So all of you dads, you know what I'm talking about. Before this industry, it was lucky if I got home in time for dinner, give them a kiss on the forehead and have dinner with them, hopefully, and then say, go brush your teeth, take a bath. It was time for them to go to bed. And then we get up and do it all over again. So this industry opened up all kinds of doors for me. But the biggest thing it opened up was to give me that time with my children and raise them and watch them grow up and be a part of that. And even when I didn't think they were paying attention, they're always paying attention. I learned that. My son, my youngest, is now 30 years old, and he calls me every day and says, Dad, you remember when you said this? And I went, wow, you remember that? And he said, I just want to thank you for being the man that you are that made me the man that I am today. There's no better compliment on this planet, no better reward than have one of your children say that to you. And I know every dad and mom just felt what I just said. So that opened up, that time freedom and that financial freedom that this industry opened up for me. I was able to give my kids everything their heart desired without spoiling them rotten, right? I always called it SP oiled, Karen. It was SP oiled, which stood for special oil, right? My kids knew how to earn, and they respected the value of a dollar, but they could also have anything that they ever wanted. That's the lifestyle that this industry gave me. And I got to meet Rory Rickard, who was one of the co-founders of RRR247 and PBS, like I said, 29 years ago. Back then, he was just this young kid right out of high school that was working for a big telecommunication company out west. And it was amazing, the brain on this guy, right? I was one of those entrepreneurs that's trying to build my business all over the country. I needed a voicemail where I could, advertise in the top 300 newspapers or mail out some packages because we were doing mail order back then. And I needed a voicemail that I could run all that through, right? So that everybody that I talked to said, you need to call Rory, you need to call Rory, you need to call Rory. So I did. I called Rory. I met this young guy, and it was amazing. He's an incredible young dude that just had a lot of passion for what he was doing, but he liked teaching it to other people as well. And he took time with this older guy to teach him what he had. And that voicemail worked for me because I could run it all into one. But here was the best part. And I want you guys to pay attention to this part. I could also leave one message and shoot it out to all those people across the nation at the same time through that old phone line. Just like email and text messaging and all the technology we had, but this was back in 1993 or 1992. 1992, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have all this technology, but we did have Rory Rickard. And he had that in his head already before it got here. He was already thinking about that kind of technology and mass communication before any of us even realized that something like that could exist. And then when the internet did come out in 93, 94, around that time, that's when Rory really found his niche. He left that company, came home. All of us were putting, computers on our desktops. Remember the monitors that were about this big and they're hard to carry in the house, that big giant box? We were putting all those 286s on our desk, and Rory was the guy that was leading us down that road. He became the first online guru when it came to lead generation, right? All of us needed lead generation to build our businesses as we're trying to get on the internet. Nobody could produce leads like Rory Rickard could. They couldn't produce the quantity of leads, and they couldn't produce the quality of leads that he was able to do all the way back then, and he's still be able to do today, even better now than back then, if you could even imagine that. He became the #1 lead generation guy out there in the market, right? And there's a lot of them out there. Many of us tried, many others. We proved it. He's the guy. And a couple years later, he started building websites too, because all of us wanted our personal websites to build our business, right? And I was one of the users of Rory's first website. And back then, I'm going to tell you, it just looked like a flyer on the internet to me, right? I'm thinking flyer, and here's this page. It looked like a flyer on the internet. I was excited because we could add color to the flyer as we're putting our website out there. And then then it became the second generation stuff with a page behind the page, right? And it just kept evolving and getting better. And Rory pouring all of his knowledge and his wisdom, his experience, all of his contacts to be made worldwide, everything that he knew how to do. He just kept evolving it and making it better and building it and building it and building it till it turned into this thing that you guys are looking at today called PBS, the Performance Blogging System, where we took hundreds of pages inside that main page that all represent different products and services that we get to take to the marketplace, that we get to go out there and touch other people's lives with and improve the quality of their life, give them the opportunity to achieve the time freedom and the financial freedom and all those things that the industry gave to us. That's what you guys are a part of today. But he also has a partner in this business, and it's the other co-founder, and that's his lovely wife, Tanya. I got to meet her a few years after I met Rory. When I flew out there, I met one of the most organized people I've ever met in my life. Somebody who plans out every minute of every day and every day of every year and 2 years down the road. But at that time she was doing that, she was running several companies, raising 7 kids and helping Rory get this thing built. That created a power couple like I've never met before. They complement each other perfectly. They keep everything on time. And every morning, these 2 human beings wake up, watch the sun come up over the mountains, and ask this question: what can we do to make it better for everybody that we have involved in the family? What can we add to this system to help LaShawn and Kathy and Roy and Lucille and all the people who talked up achieve whatever their dreams are? And it doesn't matter if you're here to make an extra $500,000 a month, we got that plan. If you're here to supplement your retirement plan, add on, because you know you're going to need a little extra when we get to those retirement years, right? We've got that plan too. If you're here to change your career and do this full time, like myself and Linda and Stacy and some of the other faces you see in here, we've got that plan too. Just get plugged in, become a good student, put forth the effort, follow it. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, right? Don't change it. Just use what's put in front of you like everybody else did. Put forth as much activity as you can, and you'll get to wherever it is that you want to go. So if you're somebody who wants to be a part of something big, expanding all over the globe with relevant products and services that we get to take out there, building yourself an incredible business while also helping a lot of other people do the same thing, then you have found your home. and we welcome you here with open arms. Welcome to RRR247, PBS, and the family and the team. And we're glad that the 15 brand new people made it on again tonight. And I look forward to meeting some of you real soon. So it's my pleasure now, you guys. I want you to know who you're getting in business with. I want you to know how this all came about. This wasn't a dream that somebody had 12 months ago and just, threw something together really quick so we could go out there and market. This is a guy and his wife that built a dream over decades, and that took everything that they know how to do and how to run a business and how to market and put it into a system for you to go duplicate and achieve anything that you want to achieve here. This is something that's evolved into an incredible marketing army where now people come to Rory and Tanya and say, I would love for you to market my product. He doesn't even have to look anymore, because we've got something bigger, something like nothing else before. We're very different than anything you've looked at before. And we're building to the point where we can touch 10, 15, 20 million other families. That's the goal. We're going to be around for a while, and I hope you stay with us. So without any further delay, it's a quarter after. It's time for me to introduce one of those co-founders with you, my friend, my brother, my mentor, even though he's younger than me, all of our leader, and one of the co-founders, Mr. Rory Rickard. The microphone is yours. And take it away, bud.
Awesome. Niall, thank you so much. I always like to hear where you come from. I know where you come from, but it's, again, we get to do it, you guys. And, for all the new people coming in here, this was not set up in a day. This is decades of experience. And we started building this platform in 2008. And it's just been a road of progress and perfection. And I'm going to tell you what we have today, March 15th, 2022, is incredible. And it's more than enough for anybody to win. And it just keeps getting better and better and better here. And first and foremost, just get in, follow your instructors, go through the process to get up and get going. And then you can add everything that you're hearing. Do not miss these Tuesday calls. We're rolling things out. But if your PBS isn't built and you haven't applied for Google AdSense yet, don't freak out about all the new things we have coming in here. We record this. You're going to be able to catch up and get going when you do. What you need to do is get your basics done and follow the instructions. And I'm just going to go through a path of that, just so I'm a broken record on it. I have a lot to cover today. There's a lot of exciting things, and while I'm aware of them, and I know our top instructors are aware of them, I want to make sure that we release it to the students as a snapshot of where we're at, okay? And it's, so get, pen and paper. You're going to want to take notes, and this is key. Whether you're brand new or you've been here forever, and everything in between, today is a very good recap day. It's also a day of massive celebration of what we have and things that are already here and things that are coming. Manifestation has been happening in a massive way here, and we are feeling it. We want to help the world, right? We want to help as many families as we can to create time and financial freedom. What we're doing as performance bloggers and the way things are set up allows anyone to win and to have enough success to replace incomes from jobs or working for somebody else. There is enough income in marketing online with the internet where it is today and the services we have available, and we're going to make them bigger and better and bigger and better as we continue. It's always about progress, but we have a set thing that gets us there, right? So you're going to come in and you're going to be going through a process, and everybody should have gone through the same process. And it's, your BRT is done. We talk to every student that comes into our program to see if they're a good fit for our education, and teach them how to do the performance blogging system. That is the center core of everything we do. Yeah, it's intimidating for some people to get into a website, but we teach you how to do it in a very systematic way. And if you can write an email, you can do performance blogging. We're going to teach you the techniques, the skills you need are going to be learned by doing it with you. You learn 3 ways here: audibly, visually by watching videos, and then hands-on. And then remember, we have trainings all week, every week. There is no excuse not to learn. We have our calls on Mondays, our calls on Tuesdays, our calls on Wednesdays. We have calls on Thursdays. There's calls on Fridays. There's trainings all day Saturday. There's calls on Sundays for those that need them on those days. We have an incredible leadership that runs all this. We are 24/7. We are global, and we're adding more and more to it. And the PBS allows us to work in a very big aspect where we don't really have boundaries or limitations. because we organize things by categories and do it in a very alphabetical, organized manner, we can expand our limits of what we offer to offer almost anything and everything that fits, almost everything and anything, right? And we have an easy navigation path that works here. The genius behind PBS is that I understood how people buy, the decisions that goes on in the psychological mindset of a consumer. And I was able to emulate that, not change it, not reteach it, not create a new way or a new understanding, but a way to literally follow the ways and the patterns we already buy so that it's familiar, right? That's the genius of it. And it's content, it looks simple and clean, and that we all have a similar look on purpose. That way we are doing consensus marketing. We're all going the same direction, but if somebody lands on my page and then later on they click and they land on your page, they're going to feel like they've already been there. It's going to be a familiar place, and yet we're all building the same. It's like having the power of like an Amazon, where you can market a lot of things, right? But instead of it feeding this big corporation, we are sharing it with the marketing family based on what we do. It's a whole different aspect no one's ever done before. And the more of us doing it, the stronger we become, and the more our consensus marketing takes over. If we're all building pages and keywords in the same direction, Google has to take notice because we're doing it the real way. And if 8,000, 80,000, 800,000 of us are all doing that same way, anybody else doing it another way can't even compete with that. We are dominating the searches, and the bigger we get, the more that's going to show. And it's done the right way. It's genius, and we have it. Okay. We go through session 1, we explain how everything works with you, and we get you connected to our first anchor offer, Wine Ambassador. Wine is the most relevant thing I've ever marketed, continue to market. I am blown away by how well it works. And the longer we do it, the more it just surprises me, right? More customers come in, the traffic that comes in from it. It literally changed the entire course of action here with RRR247 and our PBSs. That's when people started being able to go full time, is when we added that in 2016. And I don't mean people, we had a onesie twosie before that. We started having multiple people going full time, multiple people actually being able to stick with this and grow. And our launch from 2016 forward has been tremendous. Okay. Second session, you're going to get homework before that. You go in the second session, you start learning how the circular marketing works. Just like a shopping mall, we have 2 massive anchors that draw the traffic in and fills in between with all of our kiosk offers. That is Wine Ambassador and Bella Vita. I'm going to cover Bella Vita a lot here today and catch up on some things. There's some housekeeping and whatnot to cover. But we added Bella Vita, and we've had other programs in there. Bella Vita just won out everything. The products are incredible. Bella Vita is 2 years old, May 5th of this year, literally in 2 months. It's 2 years old. Being ran by Costa Gara and Jeff Mack, who are extremely veterans in here. Niall and I both go back with Costa. I go back to Costa 2004, and Niall goes back in 2005. That's when the connections were made. We've watched him grow things right. They control things. Working with them is tremendously powerful for us. He knows me, he knows Niall, he knows how we operate. He knows how we built this thing from the ground up because he's been a mentor of mine throughout the whole process. That's why you'll see comments from him in my book, and I reference them in my book. Costa Gara, that's Bella Vita. Okay, that's our second anchor. We have a health and wellness line to bring people in, and we have wine. Those are both very awesome to attract people, but different types of people. And those people coming into our sites are consumers at different levels, and that's why it works. So that's why if you do what I do, you get what I get, right? Everything's based on a proven system, a proven program. And a program works with a computer, right? So I know how the internet works. I figured out how this marketing works. So if you do what I do, you get what I get. Follow it. Trust the system. Trust the processes that we have within the system, and just do what you're instructed to do. Your third session, you're going to start learning about, if you haven't got exposure to the IBO, you'll get exposure to the IBO. You'll get exposure to our PPPS system, right? And we'll talk about that. And also, just head note, after every one of our training calls here on Tuesdays, we're going to have Linda and Nell, and usually Nate will be on here too to cover questions and answers about the PPPS system, which is our way for people to work from home and get a wage as a 1099 work for yourself, non-employee, but partner. It's a partner program. And it allows people to make now money while they're building the incredible income potential with PBS for those that need it. It's an amazing addition we did just a few months ago, and it's really starting to take off. And we're going to cover some things on that later today, because I have a huge announcement today for that as well. So anyway, you get exposure to that. And then session 3, like the third training, you should be learning how to do V marketing and getting into V marketing. V marketing is a very, very powerful leg of marketing to help you build everything we're doing even bigger and better. And it helps a lot more people too. It helps us get a hold of people that have come in that haven't seen what we have. V marketing is something you should be learning to do, and it's something that everybody can do, because you don't need to talk to people to do it. You can do it during day hours, but anytime during those day hours, and you can do it literally while you're doing anything else. It's something you can do while you're watching TV. It's something a lot of people do even during their lunch breaks, and they just make it happen. And it helps bring in more team members for your instructor to work on. V marketing is very crucial. If you don't know about it and you're not doing it, get on it. It's something you can do to help your business in addition to posting ads and building the pages. Okay. While you're doing that, you should be getting your pages all modified so that you can get Google AdSense. When you're the author of every page on your PBS, except for the affiliate disclosures page, that's the only one you don't need to touch. When you're the author on all of those and you've reworded it or restructured the whole thing so that you can be the author, you've got ads posted, so traffic's coming into your site. Now we can get you to be a partner with Google AdSense, which is going to help everything tremendously and turn on the cash machine that we call Google AdSense. We do the revenue sharing. Third session is V marketing. Fourth session, you're going to have access and exposure to how our instructing program works. You know, some people learn how this works and they want to pay it forward. I hope everybody here wants to pay it forward. Your instructors are diving into you, and you'll hear this all the time. And I know the gentleman that came on today just made me smile. I didn't have my camera on. You would have saw it really big. And I also know that Dina Harding is amazing, right? Everybody comments on how great she is. That's all we hear. But you get our instructors learned from instructors. Everybody is working on a program that's proven and then taught, paid forward to others. And that's how we're growing this. It is a vehicle of education that allows us to help the entire world to get a heads up, right? And I'm just going to just touch base on this again. Our environment depicts who we are. If we don't change our environment, we can't change the projectile of where our success is going to be in life. And I'm not knocking anything that's out there, but I'll tell you this, working a job or working for somebody else is not your way to freedom. Odds are you're going to retire broke and you're going to be strapped your whole life. And it's not the way it should be. Okay. So there's a couple of environments, right? And there's the rich that everybody says the rich get richer. Well, they should. They've learned how to accumulate wealth, how to protect wealth, how to get money working for themselves. They've learned how to make money in lieu of trading dollars for hours. They learn how not to be an employee. All right. The poor remain poor because they don't know better. You don't know what you don't know, right? And if you come from a family where your parents are employees, odds are you're an employee. That's the environment you grew up in. Your parents who want the best for you, we want the best for our kids, but we can't teach anything more than what we know. And if we have bad habits in life, we don't know how to get past that. We're not the best educators for our kids going forward. And it takes a different way, right? And you got college and universities, and I'm going to tell you, based on the numbers, that's not a path of success either. People that go to college and university still retire broke, and 95% are penniless and when they retire. It doesn't matter. You can Google check me. You can do whatever you want. It's a reality, okay? Owning a business, different story. Lots more access to success when you own a business, especially in the way of commerce. Is it easy? No, there's a learning curve. Most of it's best done live. That's what we get to do here. You know, people gave me a hand up. I was in meeting with one of my mentors, one of my first mentors that got me going in a better direction in life, Richard Davidson. He's in my book. I'm going to meet with him tomorrow as well. We happen to both be in Utah at the same time. And he's coming on board, guys. He's building a PBS. He's like Rory. He's 81 years old. So I'll put that out there. He's way fit. He's you guys will be hearing from him. I'm going to be sharing him with you guys here soon. And he told me today, he's like, Rory, okay, I don't know if I can do this. I might have to skip. He's done very well and very successful father, grandfather. And he told me today, and if he's on here, I've been thinking about it all day. He reminded me of this meeting I went to when I was 15 with him. I was like 15 years old. And, you know, the question was always asked, and he would ask me too, like, you know, Rory, what do you want to do when you grow up? Like, what are you trying to strive for? And I would just say, I want to be a millionaire. That was my thing. I want to be a millionaire. And we went to this meeting with this trainer, and I'm trying to remember his name now. I can remember his actions, and he had a thing with a rubber band to remind you of your goals. He had a training on it. It was very effective. Well, the only thing I didn't like about it is because of my own tendencies, I couldn't get rid of that rubber band for a long time, and it finally just drove me nuts. And now I don't like to touch rubber bands because of that, because it just, I got the lesson learned. It taught me a lot of patterns. Anyway, I digress. But I went to him, and they asked the same thing, and I was always, I want to be a millionaire. And I went on and did what I wanted to do. I set my goals, I did the things, and you know, Richard to me says, Rory, I'm telling you as your mentor, I want you to teach me, and I want to be a millionaire. And I've about lost it. I held my composure, and I'm sharing this with you guys because he's going to be coming in here, and it means the world to me. He has just been one of the most selfless, giving. He's very comfortable, right? But now he's got a new drive, and I watched it awaken in him. And when he, you know, not only reading the book and seeing all the stuff that's there, but also I know he's very proud of me, and he should be. He's responsible for me getting on that path and getting a hand up in a direction to, hey, here's an opportunity you can run with. And he got me in the door. And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here today. There's no way. I wouldn't have been on that path. It was lined up. And I just wanted to share that because it's a very emotional thing, but it's real. And we're starting to attract a lot more people from my previous businesses and everything in there, because they're seeing where this is going, and we are truly helping a lot of people. So I'm going to go back over the session 4 is where I was going to. Those that want to learn how to be an instructor or help their instructor more, that's what you're going to be learning in the 4th session. And there's 2 types of success paths that I see here the most. There's obviously in between. But there's those that come in here and they learn the system and they see it work, and then they believe, and then they want to help pay it forward. Fantastic. Several people here, that's how they work. They hung in there. Some people worked on it for years and then finally got the success. They finally got Google AdSense. They finally started cranking. And then they're like, oh, I want to teach others. Fantastic. Okay. Then there's those that's like, Rory, I can see this is real. And they just jumped in and they just made it work. They just followed the things. They were teachable and they went going. They just went. And that's great. Both of them are great. There is a mentality thing that I am going to point out, and I want you guys to think about this too. If you know this is real, you're going to be you will have the conviction possible to go forward. Broke mentality wants proof. I've covered this before. I'm going to be a broker record on this for a long time because it rings home to me so much. And every time I talk to a new student, when they don't quite grasp it, I remember this. Broke mentality, the broke mindset, which is what a lot of people grew up with, all right, it's your environment. Broke want proof. They want it proved out before they get involved or before they take a risk. They're always going to want proof, and they're probably never going to take a risk, and they're never going to gain from it. Wealthy mindset, like a millionaire mindset, a billionaire mindset, they just want opportunity. They're going to hammer on it, figure it out, and go. They're not going to wait for it to prove itself, because that doesn't make sense. The logic of that doesn't make sense. You know, if I can't afford a program, I can't, because I've told myself I can't, therefore I won't. The universe is going to give me the means. If I say I can't, I can't. If I say I can, I can. You will find a way. You'll prioritize it, you'll find a way. And what we're doing should make absolute sense to anybody that goes through it. We're marketing a product. The core base of what we do is connect a product or service with a consumer. That's what we do. We market it, we educate it out there. And we do it in a proven process in a way that we get traffic to go through so people can see it. It makes logical sense. If we get enough people to see anything, the right people will buy. And then we have ways that we make money on them when they don't buy because of other things we have to offer. It's an ecosystem of success. Multiple areas that create multiple streams of income. We just got to do the work to bring the traffic in. Don't know how much more proof you need on it. You can look at anything around there. This is how the marketing world works and exists. I just figured out how to do it in an online system that I can teach everybody how to do what I do. That's it. So session 4 is to jump in on that. So that being said, we've added other things to help people out. IBO program, so that people can participate in a win-win scenario, and as they qualify, it's a qualification program because it deals with banks, but $750 a month for a minimum of 6 months, incredible offer. It works. We have hundreds doing it. There's more slots opened up. We have about 106 opened up right this moment. We're down from we've been filling them up, but there's 106 right now. It's paying out hundreds of thousands of dollars to our members every month, helping out to help them build to where they can get to their goals, or they can leave a job, retire, or whatever else, right? IBO program, talk to your instructor about it. Sometimes we have people come on the Tuesdays. I'll probably have Chloe come on next Tuesday to touch base on that. So, get to know the information. We'll help get more people going on that by next Tuesday, but your instructor knows how to get you into that. Okay. Now we have the PPPS program as well, which is basically an employment alternative program. You're a partner. It's going in the new direction as I see things, where you're going to get profit sharing for the work you do for a business. Now, this is doing customer support from home. You need to have required computer equipment and everything else to make it work. And we found a way to help solve that. That's what we are. You guys, marketers, we're problem solvers. My brain always thinks, how do I solve it? How do I solve it? How do I solve it? You can ask Tanya. I'm not the best person just to voice your stuff and have me listen, because I want to solve every problem, because my brain's wired that way. I'm already thinking of a solution before you ask me for help. My brain is wired as a solution person. I'm a marketer. I solve problems. Who do I know that can fix that? How do we get this fixed? That's how we are. So with the PPPS program, you have to have a minimum computer setup to work with that program. You got to be hardwired into Ethernet. You got to have a suitable computer. You've got to have a suitable computer, and you got to be working from certain states. There's some states that it doesn't work, and it's pretty much any state that has, a very high representation of Democrats, it's usually a problem. So like California is a problem. And I had a perfect student to put in there today, and she lives in California. Even though her address is different, she moved there. It's a bummer, but it's a reality. We have other solutions. It's not just one size fits all here. We figured it out. But that program needs a better computer, and computers cost a lot of money, and people don't know where they need to get and go there. And so Nate stepped up, started getting computers for everybody. Well, we've negotiated a very good price, buying them in bulk. These are refurbished computers. They usually come from offices that are buying new equipment, or they're out of business, or something in between. And we get them cleaned up, refurbished, solid software. Everything's legal, legit software. And we run them through a process where we verify that they're going to be equipped with exactly what you need to run the PPPS program at a minimum. And they do the scan, so we know it's going to work. And we have a finance package for them in a very low cost per price, where people can put a little bit of money down and finance the rest over 10 months. Easy entry. And these can be used for people that are doing the PPPS or just for PBS, because the minimum requirements to do the PPPS program happen to be enough to make your PBS just work great too. And recommended, there's basic and recommended. It's RRR247.com/laptop. Kept it simple. There's basic and recommended. Basic is you're going to get the basic computer, laptop only. Recommended is the laptop and second screen. Having 2 screens to build your PPS, highly recommended. Having 2 screens to do the work that you do as a PPPS with all the systems and the screens you have to look at, highly recommended. Some programs, usually the ones that pay the most, require you having 2 screens so you're efficient. Those are handled there, okay? They're handled there. So that's brand new launch. We were overwhelming, Nate. I put a system together, a way to track it and get these out. We'll be doing them in Trello, so you guys will know where the orders are and when they're being released. It's going to be a 1 to 2 week processing time, because we get the computers and got to get them set up to send out. We want them to be delivered knowing they're going to work, and there's not going to be delays to get them into the PPPS program, so that they can just be in that system with you, Linda and Nell, to get their training and get equipped in that whole program. You guys will cover that more at 8 o'clock, or 8 o'clock my time, so 22 minutes. I have more to cover. So that program allows people to build an income in while they build things up at the pace they feel comfortable at. Now, you dive in, learn how the instructor side goes, learn how we work with the students that are coming in. You guys, we have more students looking to make money in our system than we can talk to. We need help all the time. And in case you guys didn't understand what's going on in the world, people are more interested in working at home today than they ever have been. They are more interested in a side income than they ever have been. And we don't have just side incomes. We have career, lifestyle changing income. We have people making more money here than they ever did in the job world. And the potential is even bigger. So, you know, the more you help here, the more you help get where they want to get. The system is designed to reward you better too. And Tanya and I give you even more resources as an instructor. We invest even more marketing to help us get this out there. We can't help 1 million families by ourselves. There's no physical way. There's no time. We need thousands of instructors to do that, right? We're at hundreds. It's working. So I'm just putting that out there so you understand the path and why it's there. Do what you want to do. You can do part and parcel of everything, but do what I do, get what I get. The instructors are doing what I do so they can get what I get. And there is so much wealth to go around these different programs. I've got new programs coming out all the time that we add to our kiosks. You guys, we have business to business programs that we're doing very well that are creating incredible commissions. I got new programs coming out. They're going to create incredible commissions. And I like them the best when they're residual. These are like commissions that people like businesses do monthly, annually. We're building things up. I'm sharing everything that I have access and that I do with you guys. Everything. We're rolling it all in. The only thing you guys don't have to worry about is creating or funding the leads that feed our process here. You're going to be marketing your own leads, doing the online stuff, the stuff that costs a lot of money to build fast. Candy and I fund. That's how well it works. We're able to regenerate and reinvest all the time into what we're doing here. That means the business works. We have a lot of people making money here. People are getting checks, automatic deposits, I should say. I don't know how many of us really, some of us get checks in the IBO program. Everybody else gets multiple ACH payments. You guys remember, and I'm speaking to people who've been here for years, and you'd hear me talk about, you know, I get more than, but I get at least 32 payments, deposits into my account from the work I do as a performance blogger each and every month. I get more payments than there are days in the month. And some of those programs are no longer available. I'm still getting paid on them residually. Still. They no longer pay out. Sometimes they just say no more affiliate math. We got enough people coming in. We don't need to pay you guys anymore. We'll pay for what you've done. And that's it. I have programs like that. We keep adding more, but we're adding more that have residuals. I like these residual payments. You guys, there are great services out there that nobody knows about and they don't know how to market. The bigger we become, the more reach we have with our PBSs, we can add all these things and gain customers because of that. Now, that being said, I got some housekeeping to cover. This is what happens when you hit the big time. This is what happens when the volumes start getting bigger. Housekeeping needs to come in. I need people to be aware. I need our instructors to be aware. Niall and I got permission to release this information out before it starts so that we're all aware. I'm going to go to the next part of my agenda, and I might go 10 minutes over. I'm giving you a heads up on it. It's very crucial stuff. Bella Vita. We're going into an amazing amount of fraud prevention measures. I tell you guys this from time to time. Costa and I, we think a lot alike. We put a lot of fraud measures to keep in business. If you don't know how to manage your business in today's digital world, which means a lot of digital fraud, you will go out of business no matter how well you ran your business otherwise. You've got to prevent it. So there's some details that are going to kick in, and I want everybody to be aware of this, and this is to protect the house. I'll also tell you that the marketing that comes in from RRR247, we don't create fraud. Very clean. It's about to change though. We are creating more and more customers and members in Bella Vita outside of the RRR247 path. They're coming from our blogging and our ad posting and our marketing. I told everybody it would transcend fast. It is. Well, when we start doing that, we don't always have the ability to talk to them before they come in, and people can find our links and they can commit fraud on the company. And that affects the company in two ways. One, it really hurts the bottom line, which means our costs could eventually go up, and we don't want that to happen. The second thing that can happen is it can really jam up the way that they process and put a lot more limits and restrictions, both of which aren't good. So we got to prevent it. Where they're going to prevent it, they're going to be rolling out a new program. It's the fraud prevention, and they're doing it the same way we would, very hands-on. So anything that's over $250 US, no matter where it comes from, will be verified by phone. They're just going to give a phone call, get a hold of them, make sure that they're a real person. you guys, we've seen fraud take down entire great companies. Not going to happen here. If it's not verified for minimum of 28 days, they're going to really watch the orders. They have a way to, if it's verified and another order happens within 28 days, it'll go through. If not, they're going to put other measures in place. So they're going to really watch the house for us. So when you're enrolling somebody, new, they're coming in, just if they say someone called them, that's great. They're going to get a nice welcome call. It's an okay thing. And let them know that to be aware of it and to answer phone calls from that. Hopefully we have the area code coming in soon. It's going to probably be from Miami, I would assume. And they already have like SMS verifications, which has helped a ton. But some of these guys in the fraud world are very, very, very smart. And I'm going to tell you why they do it. There's two main reasons, and there's actually a third. So the two main ones are they know the product's very popular and they know they can sell it on eBay and violate the rules because they don't care. They can underbid it out or whatever else to get money. So they get the product for free this way because they order it and then it's going to be charged back because it's stolen credit cards. It's proper fraud. Okay. The third thing that they do is they test the waters, and if these orders are being allowed to go through and they can verify that these credit cards are good, they start hitting those same credit cards on all sorts of stuff for the same reason. And they have them sent to a PO box or somewhere else where they can get it. It's under an anonymous name, and they're able to get that product, sell it on the I want to call it the gray market. It's stolen goods. They're selling like on eBay, even Amazon, right? They sell it wherever they can because their cost of goods is zero. In fact, they made money doing it because if they do it right, they get commission payments too. So it's something that's got to really be watched. And because Velveeta is getting bigger and bigger and more known, and we're marketing out that way, it's there. So that being said, when you get someone to sign up in your business, fantastic. We want to reach out to them as well. That's something we should be doing anyway and should be watching the house. I'm going to talk about that. But if you see something abnormal, like all of a sudden 10 orders come underneath your account in like a single day, say something. If you haven't been marketing very well and that's not a steady pattern, say something so we can verify it. Okay. On that note, everybody should be learning how to do marketing for multiple reasons. The other thing is even as students, you need to know how to access Trello, which is our CRM, our customer retention management system, customer relations management system, however you want to call it, our CRM, and you should be adding anybody that comes in. So if you're blogging and you get a customer in wine, you get a customer in Velveeta, you get a customer in Vivo, you have access to their information as their enroller. You need to go into Trello in your remarketing board. And if you don't know who they are from RRR247, create a Trello card. In your remarketing thing, make a list, new Vivo customer, new Velveeta customer, new wine ambassador customer. Now, if they're with wine, we have a very good fraud prevention process on that, but we want you to put the customer in there so we know who they are. I don't recommend calling and welcoming a wine customer because they just want wine. They think they're going to be approached on something. And I'm saying that because we have really good fraud prevention in there at the moment. But it's good to have a Trello card. I like to send them a nice thing that says, "Hi, thanks for signing up with wine. I'm your wine ambassador. Any questions, let me know. I'm glad to help." Don't call them, email them, or text them. That's it. Okay, I have new wine customers sign up literally like weekly. It's awesome. All from blogging, all from the posting. That's what I do. When I call them, it freaks them out. So don't call them. Text them, email them, and if they want more information, they'll let you know. That's where the world's at now. We don't like to be called all the time. Velveeta is going to be calling people when they come in. They kind of have to. The fraud's been really rampant, so they want to just double check those orders, give them a nice welcoming call, make sure they can, the answer machines add up, everything's there. They got a system for it. Okay, so just heads up when that starts happening. I think that starts Monday, the 21st or something. So it's coming. Heads up. Next, if they're in Velveeta, Vivo, and they sign up, and even if they're a family or friend member that you sign up, create a Trello card. The other reason about doing that is sometimes, and it's be happening more and more, they might reach up to the company or call our corporate office or contact the corporate Vivo or Velavita or Wine Ambassador, and they're going to redirect them to our instructors here. We're going to pull them up and know who they're tied to so we can properly support it, right? There's also other issues and protections put in place. Velavita, for instance, and Wine Ambassador both, you cannot see the people in your organization if they're not personally enrolled by you or somebody you've enrolled. If they're not in what's called the enrollment tree, you can't see their information. The good news about that is it protects our relationships, and it stops nefarious people from coming in and doing very bad things. So we have to do it. We're big. We have to do that. The hard part about that is for the leaders that are taking care and minding the business. We don't know where everybody's at to help out, because here at RRR247, we love everyone. We work with everybody under the RRR247 family, regardless of the lineage. We're a big family and team. We help everybody. So that would be nice to have that. So when we put them in Trello, we get that access again. Every one of our instructors is under incredible NDAs, and they've all protected the house. And we need that. We need to be able to help people when they call through. And the thing that's awesome about that is you may not know the products that well. Someone comes in and they need help. Well, we know how to help them that way when they're calling in, and we can help support it the way we do. Not everybody here has to be an expert or a product expert or even a business building expert. As long as you're bringing people here, we support it in our family way. That's why it's really important to utilize the Trello card system, which you learn and do in V marketing. There is a solid process to that. Follow-up is also very key. Those that make the most money in this world understand follow-up. Follow-up is where all the money is actually made. Profits are created. The follow-up is a crucial step in everything. Whether you're selling pets, cars, food, follow-up is everything, and it's part of Ascension marketing. We do it very well when we have the right tools to do so. That's why we utilize Trello as effectively as we do. It's important for everything we do. Did I stress that? Also, I'll put this note out there and we'll cover it in the instructor training. We have a checklist to make sure our students are going through and learning the things right. That's mandatory. I want to be able to look and see, if someone calls in for help, we want to make sure they're getting the right help. It's our checks and balance on what we're doing. I'm going to say this, we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I don't want to lose our high touch control of making sure everybody has what they need when they show up. If people don't show up and they quit, that's the only way they can fail here. If they show up, I want to make sure they have access to get help and that we have the tools necessary to help them. That checklist lets us know where everybody's at. Grapevine system. Huge updates are happening in the Grapevine system. For those of you that don't know what that is, make sure you attend the Wine Ambassador trainings on Saturdays. We cover it from time to time, all the time. But the Grapevine system is a follow-up system. We call it Grapevine because it's cute and it ties to Wine Ambassador. Well, what you need to understand is Wine Ambassador is something that Tanya and I have ownership on, right? We have partners with Peter and Brett. We own and control that. We're professional marketers. So we leverage that business to create an incredible follow-up system that we use for everything in RRR247 that makes sense for. So it's not just a follow-up system for wine. It's a follow-up system for Velavita. It's going to be a follow-up system for Vivo. I'm adding it right now. It's going to also be a system that helps market people into our performance blogging system. And this is the other reason, make sure your Trello cards are created, but we can link where they come from that way so that we can get them to your instructor to help build this in other ways. It's also going to be a follow-up system for, what do I want to say? Other things that I will announce soon. But it's all in one, and we put the stuff in there. And when you're doing V marketing and you have a positive responder and you can't get them on the phone, or you can't get them the instructor, for instance, that happens, you put them in that system. You have V marketing leads, they respond positively. If you can't get an appointment set, but they responded positively, you put them in that system. You wait a day or two, you can't get a hold of them, just put them in the system. You know they responded. We're going to start following up on your behalf with incredible copy, text messages, email messages, and presentations to let them see what we have to offer. Okay, I'm going to slip it out. I'm also adding the PPS system for you guys. So there's an amazing way. If we can get them to see what we're doing here, we can offer them in here. I believe, and I've lived by the patient process. Some of these V marketing leads are just like people here where, man, maybe they don't have that money to get going, that they have that can't mindset, that broken mindset. We can give them a way to make, an income, and they can come in here, because a lot of people need jobs and a lot of people want to work from home. We have a solution. Let's utilize that. That's a door into our marketing house. We're going to be automating that system more and more to do all that and to generate the leads that go through there. Because we are a mass marketing company. Nobody creates more business opportunity seekers than I do. We're real. And I know how to place the ads right. And I have some amazing things. And also, we're vetted by almost every agency out there and news site out there. We've been vetted. Our vetting is getting even stronger. You guys, we have some incredible endorsements on their way. Next thing, and proofs in our pudding. We have people making money, succeeding. This is a career for a lot of people. The patient process is so real. I'm going to explain something. We put people in these follow-up systems and drip on them. It might be a month, it might be 6 months, it might be a year, it might be 6 years. Eventually, people come in, they consume, they buy, we just drip on them. The more we can automate that with deliverable processes, the better it is for us on a long-term basis, for everybody individually and for the family here. That's what the grapevine system allows. It's something that we know isn't going to happen tomorrow. Like, you start putting those people in, then we got to drip on them. But having it automated for, as little as $15 a month, put in 100, 200 people a month, work your marketing hard, build up the future pipeline. That's what it's for. Those that respond right away, we get on appointments and show up, they're ready to go. We work with them right now. Those that aren't, most people just throw them away. Not Rory. I've made a bloody fortune because I know the power of follow-up, and I believe in a patient process. You guys, we have new people become students that have been here for years and years. I brought a new girl into PBS today. She's been here for almost, a year and 3 days. She wanted to do it then, just life got in the way. I reached out to her. She was so excited. She remembered stuff from there, and just, life gets in the way, right? You guys, what we have is real. We just keep building and making it better. So I got 4 minutes. I have one more thing to cover, and then I actually might be on time. I tried to, you guys. I really tried to keep this to an hour. I appreciate everybody's time. I value it. This Tuesday is when I can talk to everybody. So events. We have some events coming up always. We do them every year. They are an investment into your business. Okay, this is our office time. I am so excited. Tandy and I have already got so many things planned out for the next events ready, and I can't wait for them to happen. You guys know we travel a lot. We're gonna have a little bit of a slowing curveball here because another grandson's on its way here in September. So, yep, I'm announcing that right now. Brielle is in her second trimester, I think. Is that proper? Second, yeah, something like that. So Malik will have a brother, another Virgo. I'll let you guys know it's near my birthday, so all is good. I want Virgos. I like that. They get along great with me. Anyway, so I'm putting this out there because of these events come on here. Those that are going to the Bella Vita event, which we guys know we always, with Bella Vita, there's Bella Vita and then a RRR247 event, before, after, or both, okay? In this situation, we have a lot of people meeting early to get with their groups and their MSI, and that's freaking awesome. So the event is the 8th, 9th, and 10th. The 8th is for rock stars and above, which we have some that are aspiring there. We gotta kick things up. I'm gonna talk about that. I might go a few minutes over. I'm gonna try. But anyway, this event's coming up. It's the 9th is the main event day. There's people can, the top 90 of the people that are there will go to there's like a live tour of the facility. Those that don't make it, you're on your own for transportation. It's not that far from the hotel we're staying at to Liqueur Labs, which is the partner of Costa where the products are made. It's Costa's best friend in the whole world. It's Liqueur Labs. You'll see where all of our stuff is made. If they control everything, it's an incredible thing. You'll be able to see parts of it, and then we're going to have our meeting there in their theater room. Okay, you're going to be getting some training from top leaders of Bella Vita, and there's going to be some fun there, right? And it's going to be a little bit more intimate. It'll be less than 300 people. That's an intimate group for us, okay? Then the 10th, starting at 9 a.m. at the hotel we're staying at, we're having a RRR247 training. Now, I'm also, it's going to go from 9 to 4. We have people that are flying out that night, and that'll be fine. We're going to cover everything from 9 to 4. But Tanya's got a bunch of things to touch base on. I'm going to be teaching tonology to groups of people at a time, and really getting that focus. Tonology is not something you'll learn in one time. It took me a long time to learn it. I'm going to do my best to teach it and get people aware of it and go from it. I started teaching it in Destin. I said I wouldn't teach it unless it was a leadership event. Well, this is a Velveeta Leadership Summit, so I'm going to do it there. Then I'm going to really focus on tonology to those that are in the next event, which is based on time in June. The 13th to the 20th will be in Waikiki. This is an earned trip that was earned through the Wine Ambassador tracking system. We have other things that aspire to those points. So, you know, as an instructor, you have a lot more access to win events like this because, you know, it's building the things right. But Wine Ambassador leadership, the leadership retreat, we call it a retreat because it's a 7-day awesomeness at usually really cool locations. We'll be in Waikiki, and we're going to really focus on that and have some great time to enjoy the, well, nature there. And you know what I like really, I'm going to put this out there. Most people that are going to this have never been to Hawaii before. How freaking awesome that we get to do it this way. It'll spoil you forever because it's all first class treatment. I mean, it's amazing what we're doing. Anyway, that's the Velveeta event, or sorry, that's the Wine Ambassador event. Then September, Labor Day, September, it's the first part of September, Labor Day Monday, is the Wine Ambassador Grand Crew event. I'm letting everybody know that if you got to be a Grand Crew, tickets will be available soon. You have to buy a ticket to go. You have to be a Grand Crew in order to do so. You can bring up to one plus one, spouse, best friend, etc. Right? And we'll put that on the information. The tickets are available. Then rooms will be up for grabs, and you need to book your room fast. You won't need to pay for your room. You're just gonna have to book it. Napa fills up incredibly, and if you're not in the vicinity where we're at to go back and forth, it could be a little wild for that day. Okay, and we're going to be covering how transportation is done. It's different than last year. We learned a lot from that epic event, and it's going to be way more involved for us to enjoy each other. So we're going to be lighting it up all night, and we'll have some more details on that. But that's going to be Labor Day, and then sometime September, October, we'll know dates sometime soon and get ready. That we'll have the big Velveeta convention in one of my favorite locations in the United States, and by far, it's by far one of my favorite. I'll just put that out there. And it's going to be announced there, and it's going to be incredible. And we're also going to have the RRR247 event. But once tickets are on sale, remember, costs like me. We reward those that jump in and go, not those that want proof, right? We want to reward you for having a wealthy mind, investing in yourself. The tickets will be the best price at launch of the event, period. Launch time to book the event, you book it. You commit, right? And then as soon as hotels are available, and hopefully they're available at the same time, you book them because they fill up. And you don't want to be staying at a nearby hotel. You're going to miss out on awesome conversations and meeting with the leadership here and everything else. So you want to do it right. I'm trying to make sure I'm training everybody here on the millionaire mindset. I treat everybody the way I would want to be trained. I'm telling you to get ready for that. If you say you can't do it, you can't go, you're right. We got to work on your broke mentality. So let your instructor know that you're in the can't zone so we can work on that. You'll find a way. You put out there, I'm going to go. You make the commitments, things fall into place. That's how it works. You manifest it, you put it there. Start working with your instructor on the B marketing. We have ways where you can earn the revenue. Now, here's the thing: Wine Ambassador, we provide you methods. Not only do you get paid incredibly well, like incredibly well. Like, I mean, guys, I promise you, there is not a single company we work for, other than the one that we control and own, a Wine Ambassador, where we literally lose money in acquisition costs to pay you incredible commissions when people come through. Nobody does that. And if they do it, it's a temporary thing. We locked it up long-term. That's a big deal. People can make hundreds a week just doing Wine Ambassador properly and building in the process that we do. Thousands as they continue to build it. So within Wine Ambassador, from the 16th of April forward, the 16th at midnight, the current point system, the reward system ends. New one starts right away. We keep one going after another. We reward you for the proper activities, the unboxings, the social parties, the obviously enrollments, and educating your your students and fellow ambassadors about the Grapevine system. All these things have reward points that earn you rewards. The leadership retreat we do every year. Okay. After the leadership retreat, it's travel cash. You earn travel cash because we know we've got the harvest event coming up first part of September, and we know that the end of September, the first part of October is convention. And we want to help you earn travel cash. Do you know who also gives you ways to earn your trip? Costa does. You get a double dip with us here. So if you're building Bella Vita and you're building with us the way we teach it and we do our process, you're earning from every possible angle with us. Most people should be able to go there for absolutely nothing out of pocket. And then there's always some incredible promotion that gives us the ability to earn the money that we would have spent anyway and earn more for it's just everything is enticed. We're investing in you too. Show up, we show up. Do activities and grow together. Be part of your own rescue, as I always say, and grow with us. We give you rewards to do it. Nothing makes Tanya and I more happy than watching you guys succeed. We built this to help people. So when people are getting help and they're taking that help and they're making it work, that's why we did it. Every new person we hear that is quit their job and doing this full time, Tanya and I are doing the happy dance. That's why we built this. You know, when we hear that a stay-at-home mom can be a stay-at-home mom and help the family, that's why we built this. That's why we do this. That's why. And I love hearing all the successes all the time. That's why we did this. It's going to get more and more fun because it's working. And you guys, our instructor team, unbelievable. I couldn't have asked for better people to work with. Love it. And I get to see a lot of you here in just a matter of weeks. Woohoo! Okay. Man, we get to do it now. We get to do it. All right. So I'm going to bring up, I brought those events. Get ready for them. If you've never gone to an event, you need to go. If you've been to an event, you get it already. There is something that you can't pick up other than being in a live environment. And this is why I stress stay at the same hotels, is because the people you meet around the event, during the event, after the event, in between the event, there's things that you're going to pick up, golden nuggets that help you become better. That's just how it works. All these people with the same, mental growth and directions, it's such a powerful thing to be around. It's addictive. I've been doing it for years. I look forward to it all the time. I live for it. Oh my gosh. Okay. That being said, I'm going to end this recording here on this call. So we have it for a replay for those that are working the night shifts and they couldn't make it. Also, so we can recap on it. Man, what a great time to celebrate where we're at. And everybody here that wants to hear about the PPPS program, stay on. Hopefully Niall, if you can see if Nate's on here to co-host them. All right, I'll stop the recording. We'll go right to that. God bless everybody. If you don't need to tie into that, you're welcome to leave, and we'll see you on Wine Wednesday tomorrow.